Welcome back to the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. It is North Central Netball time with the Association President, Kylie Walsh, who's on the line. Kylie, another week closer to finals. How are you feeling?
Good, thanks, Alice. You can certainly feel finals around the corner and the pressure that's starting to bring. It's great.
Yes, it sure is. We'll fill our listeners in on the A grade side of things a little later on in the segment, but to the B grade first. And on the weekend, Nullawal and Bort went at it, and it was a great win for Nullawal. They were probably the favourites going in, but it's always high pressure, high stakes at this point of the season, particularly when sides all vying for finals come up against one another. So a very handy win for Nullawal in Nullawal.
Yeah, that's right. And it was a terrific game between third and fifth place, showcasing their competitive nature across the season that we've had across all grades. And Nullawal stamped their dominance from the first half over Bort. However, a third quarter injury to Tessa Sheehan appeared to unsettle the Maroons a little bit, and they made subsequent squad alterations, and that allowed Bort to capitalise with unity in by winning the third quarter. And during that third quarter break, Nullawal took stock and adjusted their lineup, and Tessa was able to join the team, which was great to see. And Nullawal finished the game really strongly and secured a 10-goal win over Bort, as you said, 43-33.
Donald were expected at home to take care of Charlton, and they did. But again, this was a close game. Donald winning 52-42 and just 8 goals in it in the end. So a good competitive game between these two sides, despite Charlton being towards the bottom of the ladder.
Yeah, that's right. And Donald certainly stamped their authority from the first whistle at home, and they displayed their full strength and unity across the court against Charlton. Charlton have altered their team combination since they last met, and they've significantly improved their strength across their opposition. And as we all know, that third quarter can be decisive, and this is where it was the case for Charlton, and they picked up their pace and confidence and narrowing the score to a reachable target for the final quarter. But Donald had to defend their lead quite intensely, and Charlton chased them down a fair bit. But despite Charlton's impressive effort from that first half deficit, it was too great to overcome. And as you said, Donald finished with an 8-goal win over Charlton.
In one of the other thrilling games, and probably what would have been game of the round, we had Birchip and Wedderburn going at it. Now, Birchip, Watcham, second on the ladder to Wedderburn, who are first. Wedderburn snatched it in the end, 39-31. So not a lot in this, and you just knew that this was the two top sides going at it by the sheer nature of the final result.
Yeah, absolutely. And courtside, it actually felt like a pre-final match, and it was far between that blowout scoreline from last time they met. But Bulls have certainly found their good form at the back end of the season, and it was making for a nail-biting game with little room for error, and neither team seemed to capitalise on any double turnovers to gain any scoreline relief, and the evidence by Redbacks only holding a 1-goal lead at half-time. But Bulls made slight adjustments to their goals and mid-court, trying to create a better flow into the circle, but each time it was met by the resistance of the Redbacks. And as season campaigners under pressure situations, Wedderburn held their composure and chipped away and capitalised on any unforced errors from the Bulls. And in the back half of the final quarter, Redbacks managed to gain some breathing space and pulled away from Birchip Watcham and scoring an 8-goal lead with a win 39-31. But it was a hard-fought match and showcased really great netball and determination from both teams. It was a great game to watch.
St Arnaud in the other game, beating losing to Sea Lake Nandali Tigers, who have certainly been up and about this season. 58-33, the final score there.
Yeah, and look, despite both teams being out of the top four, it was a tough and highly competitive game between the two squads. And like other games we've discussed, it was tight in the first half and showcased some great netball. And St. Imogen Amos and Brooke Williams, they worked tirelessly in defence, but the Tigers eventually found their spark, and with assistance from Emily Johnston and Teal Mott, the Tigers took control of the game. And Tanana struggled then to find answers for Sea Lake Nandali Tigers, who dominated that final quarter with a strong performance in the last period and enabled Tigers to secure a comfortable win over the Saints, as you said, 58-33.
So in the B grade, what should we be keeping an eye on with the final round, given that top four seems to be all done and dusted? The top four cannot change going into the final round for the B grade.
Yeah, that's right, Alice. It's pretty well set going into even into this weekend's rounds, really. So Wedderburn are sitting on top comfortable, followed by Birchip Watcham, Nullawul, Donald, Sport, Sea Lake Nandali Tigers, Charlton, St Arnaud and Witchproof Narrowport. So, yeah, the top four are pretty much set. So everyone should be enjoying some strong game of netball for the last two rounds.
Yes, well, we'll get a quick preview off you with regards to the B grade this final round. Just give us sort of the game of the round that we should look forward to, given the top four's all sewn up already.
For B grade, looking into this weekend, I think it's going to be a great game between Wedderburn and Nullawul. One plays three, so regardless of that position, I think it's going to be a really good game coming to this weekend. It's probably going to be the match of the round for B grade.
All right, well, in the A grade, there's a few different things that could take place because we've got a very tight ladder, don't we? We've got Sea Lake Nandali in 6th on 32 points going into the games tomorrow. Birchip Watcham in 5th on 32 points. Nullawul in 4th on 36 points. And Charlton in 3rd on 36 points. And then we've got Bort in 2nd on 42 points. And Wedderburn top on 46 points. So how do you think this is going to pan out after the games this weekend in the A grade? Because it's going to be a close finish, obviously, Kylie.
Yeah, it will, Alice. I think the top four are pretty upset from now onwards. The only thing that might flip at the back end is between 3rd and 4th position, and possibly between 5th and 6th. That's the only thing I can see altering slightly, but the top end looks pretty well set at this stage, so everyone will be just preparing to get those last couple of good games in before their finals campaign. So it's been an amazing season, not only for A grade but for all grades. So I'd really like to say, and even though it's coming to round 17, but congratulations to all grades. Amazing. A grade has been amazing to watch, to have a season where the top six are really fighting out for positions all season. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. We'll get a quick preview off you for the A grade this weekend then, Kylie. What are your predictions?
Sure thing. We have Charlton hosting St Arnaud this weekend, and as I've mentioned, Charlton have really found their form at the right end of the season, and they had a comfortable win over Donald last weekend, which they gained some valuable percentage points, and that elevated them to 3rd place, which is remarkable considering their finals hopes were on the line just only a few rounds ago. So it's fascinating the way tables can turn so quickly. But looking ahead to this game, I believe Charlton will be too strong for St Arnaud with the momentum they've built, and Charlton are likely to dominate this game and continue their impressive run for the season, and they'll aim to solidify their position and push strong into the final. We have Bort hosting Donald, and after their confident boosting win over Nullawul last weekend, Bort should be extremely pleased with their efforts and ability to handle pressure situations throughout the game. And playing at home, Bort will aim to maintain a strong gameplay against Donald, who are usually and known to be a challenge on the court. However, Bort's recent performance and their momentum they've built, they're likely to be too strong for Donald in this meeting. We have Wedderburn hosting Nullawul. This is certainly going to be a highlight game of the round with 1 versus 4 on paper. Last time they met, it was an absolute cracker of a game, and Nullawul edged out a 2-goal victory over Wedderburn. So this game promises to be a spectator's delight. So Wedderburn at present, they're slightly different lineup, trying to navigate the last few rounds and the injuries that they've had in the past few weeks. However, watching Wedderburn play last weekend against Birchip Watcham, their connections throughout the court and their spatial awareness looks effortlessly. So Nullawul will be coming off a hard-fought win last weekend, so they'll be they'll be eager to dust themselves off and find their round 8 form against Redback. So this game promises to be an absolute spectacle for both sets of supporters who will be on edge on court side. We have Witchproof Narrowport hosting Birchip Watcham, and it's fitting that Witchproof Narrowport host their final game on home turf against Birchip Watcham this weekend. So it's quite fitting considering the family connections between both both two towns. Witcherproof Narrafort are hosting the WorkSafe round this weekend. So that's adding to a boost to their club, with Melbourne Vixen Kate Eddy attending their netball training Thursday night, and former Bulls player Tom Boyd will be joining the footballers. So with both for both Demons and Bulls players, they'll be treated with the appearance of Melbourne Vixen's Kate Eddy, will be returning Saturday with Shelley O'Donnell, and that's going to be great for everyone involved and with the WorkSafe activities. But it's going to be an emotional day for the Demons family to host their final game at home before their amalgamation in 2025. So the Bulls will be playing their final game of the season. They have a bye round 18. So coming off a loss to Wedderburn, and their final dreams have slipped away. So this game will be a nice distraction for them, wanting to finish their season on a high note with a win over the Demons. But I'm sure with all the other activities and the memorable day and quarters, and it's the end of an era for Witchcliff Narrafort, so there'll be a chance to celebrate with them and end the Bulls seasons on a positive note for the netballers in A grade. We have Sea Lake Nandaly Tigers with a bye.
Kylie Walsh, always great to check in, and thank you very much for your time. Enjoy these last few rounds before the big dance gets nearer and nearer. Great to speak to you, and enjoy all the netball as always.
Thank you, Alice. Have a great weekend.